Hey, I am Samuel Archer, your host for the Musilog Magazine podcast, and we want to welcome you to another episode. And today we have a special guest in the building. We have Miss Rachel from the band Black Cat Habitat. I want you guys to welcome her. How are you doing today, my dear? How are you doing today?
I'm doing great because I'm here with you.
Okay.
Talking about music.
Yes, we're here talking about music today. And, the first thing that caught my eye was the name of the band, Black Cat Habitat. What were you guys thinking about coming up with that name?
Well, so I started Black Cat Habitat about 10 years ago, 12 years ago.
Oh, okay.
And what was happening is I moved up here from the Washington, D.C. area to the Philly area. And I had a band in D.C., because I moved and our guitarist.
They didn't want to move with you?
Yeah. Yeah. It was, we left on a high note is what I'd like to say. And I was searching for, my next band, my next music project, endeavor. I knew I had to keep writing. I had to keep performing. So for a little while, I went by just my solo name, just me, and as a solo artist. But I really like bands and I like band names.
Okay.
And so Black Cat Habitat, this is a really long way of saying Black Cat Habitat. After I Googled all the names that I liked, that I thought of, and I found out they were taken. I happen to love black hats. I have black hats at home.
Okay.
And also where I write my music is where they are. It's a Black Cat Habitat. And the other part of that, I thought, well, I'm also a person who stutters. I'm pretty fluent. Sometimes I'm more fluent than others. And being always feeling like I was different, trying to find my home, trying to find where I fit in. I felt like Black Cat Habitat, it's a place where everyone can fit in. So it had meaning for me in that way too.
I like that. Now, are you still cool with the band from before? You guys are like friends and you touch base once in a while.
Oh,
so what was the name of that band before?
Oh, yeah. Thank you for asking. We were called Reuben Kincaid. And yeah. And absolutely. Keep in touch with all his guys. Yes.
Well, shout out to them. They might see this interview and say, that's our girl over there,
Yeah,
So,
Chris and Pete Scott. Yeah.
So what is your instrument of choice?
Mainly the guitar. Yeah, I play guitar. I put myself in the rhythm guitar category. We have Neal Blumberg, who's an incredible lead guitarist and does all those cool things that I just sit there and my jaw drops open. But in terms of my songwriting, I write on the guitar mostly.
Okay, and is that the only instrument you play? Like sometimes you might fiddle on the keyboard sometimes?
I do. Yeah, no, I do have a keyboard. I have a violin now. I have a violin. Yeah. So. Yeah.
Okay, so you're a multi instrumentalist.
Yeah, in a way.
In a way.
Yes, in certain respects, I am. I don't know if I'd be going performing with my violin just yet, but but I can work my way around it.
Yeah, yeah, you never know. You never
Yeah.
know. Inspiration might hit, and you
Yes.
got to do something.
Yeah.
So let's talk about where you're located. What part are you in LA? You're in Detroit, you're in Canada, are you in the UK?
We are U.S. East Coast. East Coast. And
Okay.
yeah, we're in the Philadelphia area.
Okay.
And, but we have, our bassist lives up in North Jersey, and
Hmm.
our, drummer's over in Trenton, and, I'm just outside Philly. So like we are in Philly. Our lead guitarist, Neal, he's right in Philadelphia
Okay.
proper.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're East Coast for sure.
Well, shout out to the folks in Philly. We also want to shout
Yeah.
out Kenneth Hawks for
Yeah.
setting up this interview. And I've known Ken for a few years when he was managing Toretto for a little while, and even happened to appear in some of the recordings and some of the live performances. So shout out to him and Toretto. And so we're coming back to you, and you said you started the band back in 2010, 2011, around there.
Yeah. If my first release for Black Hat Habitat
Hmm.
was the Ready to Bruise CD, and that was me. I was doing vocals. Those are all
Hmm.
um, recorded by myself, but also with some other musicians.
Hmm.
Uh, it was recorded over at Kawari Studios.
Okay.
Matt
Okay.
Muir. Yep.
Okay, Matt.
Yeah.
I think I know that name too. Shout out to him, and what was it like? Well, you're a creative, so I guess you're always writing songs, but what was the creative process like in terms of recording with the band? Like, what was the approach? Did you work with a producer? Did you guys just all threw ideas in? What was it like coming up with the material in the arrangements and things like that?
So it's changed. It changes depending on
Mm-hmm.
what I find is that depending on
Mm-hmm.
what studio I work with, that can change. I
Mm-hmm.
may want a ton of input. I may not want a ton of input. It really depends. But
Mm.
for the latest recordings that we have, we worked with John Fashett over at Sweet Creek Studios in Ottsville,
Mm-hmm.
PA, and we played what we play on stage. So we had already been playing this music for quite a few
Mm.
months, and we had some tweaks that we made when we were recording the the song in the studio, but pretty much if you come to any of our shows, you're going to hear what you hear in the recording. There's really not
Ah.
much. Yeah, in the recording, listen, I get to do harmonies, and so you'll hear
Mm.
more of me, more of my vocals, but still, if you come to our live shows, you'll recognize the songs if you've heard them. You've heard them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And did you ever like experiment maybe with the electronic things like maybe drum machines and sequences? Like, did you ever venture there, or pretty much most of what you recorded was just live with the band?
Most of what we recorded is live. It's us with our instruments,
Mm.
and yeah, I mean that sounds amazing too. I love
Yes.
to
Yes.
experiment.
Hmm.
I love sound. Whatever
Mm.
shape it comes in, whatever. But I love all different kinds of sounds. So um, going that in that direction would be very cool as well. But no, as far as now, it's all
Hmm.
live.
Okay, well, I'm not telling you to try that you
I,
have to, but I'm just saying I'm being nosy. I want to know what you've tried.
oh yeah, 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 and
I'm just
I'm
being nosy.
yes, and now I'm thinking about that is interesting. Maybe for the next one. So,
Okay. Okay. All right. So, what was it like putting the band together? Because you said you relocated from DC to the uh, Philly, just outside of the Philly area, and you were doing solo for a while. You loved the band. You liked the whole idea of a band. What was the journey like putting the band together, meeting the different people, and seeing who would actually be a part of Black Cat Habitat?
well, that is a very good question. So, initially, and I say that because this really has changed over the years. So,
Hmm.
when I was first playing with other people, right? So I wanted not just me. I was looking for a bassist, a drummer. Um, I had this idea that well, maybe it'll be a habitat where multiple people can just come and go. Like it's just, hey, I'm looking for a drummer for this show, and that's kind of what I would do. And I would maybe call up Danny Coleman about drumming for a show over at
Hmm.
Voltage Lounge, which is a place that we played together. Um,
Okay.
and over time, though, I found that it was hard to build, like, keep building on what you did the week before or what you did last month when there's different
Mm,
players.
I
So,
totally can relate.
yeah,
Yes.
I
Yeah.
love the concept. I love talking with other musicians, and I
Hmm.
just I love the collaboration part. So so over time I started to just think, okay, well maybe let's just have someone in the band for
Mm,
a year,
understood.
like long term.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so with that, there's been people who have come and gone, and they I always say they have a visit. They visit the habitat. Uh,
Okay. Okay.
so yeah, and now we've been with Neal and Danny and Jay and myself. We're in a really cool spot. I
Okay. So
Yeah,
the,
yeah,
the crew you have now, it's you guys are like a nice unit, and you bounce off each other pretty well, and everyone is
yeah,
committed, and
yeah.
that's nice. That's pretty good.
It's lovely.
So you have some new music you released recently. You said within the last couple of months. I don't want to put a number on it. I'll let you do that. But talk about the latest songs that you have you just released.
Yeah. So the first one that we released and is out on Spotify and any place you can find music is
Mhm.
called Dragon's Tail. And
Mm,
so that's a song that I had written about the long haul. And when you're with someone, there's people who are with you on the long game for the long game. Not, and it's really, and a lot of my songs are about the struggle, but then finding that you haven't been alone in that struggle. There's always been
mm,
someone with you. And so
So quick question. You mean
yeah,
generally, or is it relationship based, or?
I think for me, so just writing from my own experience,
Hmm.
it's been generally, it's been also, which includes my stuttering
No
journey
problem. No problem. Okay.
and my just journey, growing up, dealing
Hmm.
with life as an adult,
Uh-huh.
and relationships, all kinds of relationships. So
Okay. Okay.
yeah, but it's even just trying to accomplish something, when I find that I have to work really, really hard for whatever it is I want to accomplish. I wish, um, and I guess a lot of people, oh, that's a terrible, what did I just do? So let me scratch that.
Well, what I would say is that even the fact that you're doing this, to me, it's inspirational
Okay.
to say, you know what, you have a stuttering issue, but at least you can still go beyond that and write and compose and perform and even do an interview like this. This is inspirational. So what you might think is a handicap is really letting others know, look, I have this, but I'm still here doing this, and it can inspire other folks who might have other things they may consider it to be a setback, and they can use that and empower themselves. So I think this is great. This is lovely.
Well, can I tell you something? So,
Yeah, it's
okay.
everything.
That's okay. So being, I
Wait,
guess
you're gonna be tell the audience.
this is the whole point. Uh,
Okay.
so, so there's a lot of myths and beliefs about what stuttering is,
Hmm.
and the role it can play in someone's life. And I can only speak for myself, but there was a point in my life where I did consider it a handicap. Like I wanted it
Mm.
gone because I felt like it stopped me from doing things that I wanted to do, and
Mm.
maybe even being perceived the way I wanted to be perceived.
Hmm. Hmm.
And a lot of my struggle, or yeah, I mean that's the only way to say it, is fighting through that
Mm.
and getting to that point of acceptance that this thing isn't going away. And I
Hmm.
might have fluent days, which I have many days where I don't stutter. And then
Hmm.
for whatever reason, today, right now, what's today? March 6th, I'm a little more stuttery. And so, but I had to get to that point of acceptance where
Hmm.
now it's just a part of me, like my hair
Hmm.
color. It's like my accent, stuttering.
Hmm.
I've heard it
Hmm.
said stuttering is just my accent, and I
Hmm.
kind of
Hmm.
see that now. So I know
Yeah,
that
and
there's,
and
yeah.
the musicolog audience is not going to be judging you about that at all.
Oh yeah, I hope
Yes,
not.
yes, yes. We're
But
not going to be judging on that.
live and
We're
learn.
all misfits in some way or the other. So join the club.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Yes, yes.
I think even without a, my speech issue, I would have still been a little bit left of center. But yeah, I don't think it has anything. But that's okay. But we can move on to,
Yeah, what
yeah. I
about the
just
next
wanted to,
song? Because so Devil's Tales, my goodness. Dragon's Tale.
yeah.
Well, I don't know what happened to me there. But so one of the songs is Dragon's Tale, and then the other song is which one?
The other song is Becoming, or Make a Little Room. So that is a song that I wrote about how I was my biggest enemy, in that
Mm,
I stand in my way more than anybody
mm,
else is trying. Like it's if I'm looking to do something and having trouble or if I'm having doubts, it's usually from within me. It's not someone telling me. It's
Amazing.
It's coming from inside. So it's really about, I'm trying to become who I am, who I know I can be, who I'm
Amen.
trying to, just get beyond my self limitations. Self-imposed limitations. Sorry.
And what about the other song?
Make Me Feel is it's a love song. It's a song that I wrote during the pandemic. It was actually I think March 2020 that I put pen to paper and started recording how it was going to go. I was inspired by all the masks we were wearing. And so the first line is, take the mask off who you are. And the song is really about being with that person who you love and being there unmasked and vulnerable and asking for them to do the same with you.
Okay. And so now these songs are available on all streaming platforms presently.
All streaming platforms. You can also download them from Bandcamp. Just look for Black Cat Habitat. So you can download them from there. You can download them from the blackcathabitat.com website. And in other places, I think Apple Music, Amazon Music. So you can also download it if you want to store it, in your phone.
Okay.
Learn about the ever-changing climate of the music industry and learn how to position yourself. With the new book, Hybrid Executive, great for indiepreneurs, indie artists, managers, engineers, booking agents, and more. Hybrid Executive is the new terminology for today's indie artist, written by music producer Samuel E. Archer. Now available at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Apple Books, BookBaby, and other leading ebook distributors. Visit thehybridexecutive.com for more information.
Okay. Now, what do you want folks to get from your music?
That's a good question. I would hope that people feel good, that it provokes that a feeling that, hey, I can relate to this. I'm not alone. I hope that people feel some joy, they can sing along, that it's I'm really proud of our rhythm section, I guess, and that it's music to drive to, like turn it up, go down the road within speed limit, but you can, So I'm hoping it's a soundtrack for somebody's life.
I like that. I like that. Now, what would you consider your brand of music or your genre? If there was a genre, what would that be?
Well, the only way to describe it, I think, is it's indie rock. So I'm from the indie rock kind of alt rock background as far as my performance, my writing, the sounds that I put into my music. And Jay and Danny and Neal, they have their own influences, which results in this kind of groove. So it's so we didn't start out to make music this way, but it's become this indie rock with groove tendencies, and it has blossomed into that kind of sound. And so as a performer, I love it because I can dance on stage and have a good time. And then I hope hope people who come to see the show have a good time too.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
good. So before we wrap up, I normally ask my guests uh, some questions, and so it's just three questions. We just want to be a little bit nosy in your life and find out what's going on in a good way.
Okay. Open.
Oh, and she's game. Like, yeah, let's
Oh
do
yeah.
it.
Go. Let's go for it.
Let's go for it. So, what is your favorite color?
Hmm. I'd have to say red.
Okay. Now, is that a red jacket you're wearing there
It
today?
is. Red jacket.
Okay, red.
Yep. Yep.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
You-
It,
Red is dangerous.
red is passionate.
Ah, that's
Red
right.
is
I
passionate.
stand corrected. I stand corrected.
Red is life giving. Red is um bold.
Ah,
But it can also stay in the background. It can also be a basic color. It can go
yes,
either
yes.
way with red. Yeah.
Okay.
And and I like how it looks on me. So
Hey, that's hey, nothing wrong with that.
there you go.
Okay, so my next question is, when Rachel is in the kitchen on a really good day, what does Rachel like to prepare? What is your favorite meal to prepare in the kitchen when you're in the kitchen?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, when I'm in the kitchen,
Yes.
I which is not often, but when I am in the kitchen, I like to prepare challah French toast.
Mm.
So I get a good thick piece of challah bread, maybe
Mm.
sit it out for a couple of hours so it gets a little bit stale. Put in
Mm.
some vanilla, some cinnamon, and
Ah.
maybe, yeah, and serve it with some raspberry jam. Yeah,
Okay.
and syrup and all that. I
Okay.
love a good piece of challah French toast.
So do you do it like where they dip it in like an egg type thing and fry it on the skillet and all of that?
Yes, yes.
Oh,
Yep,
okay. So,
yep.
yeah, you're good with the skillet. If someone comes to mess with you in the kitchen, you can beat them up a little bit. Blink, blink, blink.
Oh, well, I hadn't thought about using a skillet in that way, but I suppose, push comes to shove, I got a skillet.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Okay, so for so for my third question, um, in your MP3 player, give me like maybe two to three people that you're listening to this week in your MP3 player. Mm.
Okay. Well, first, out of the gate, I have to say Frank Turner.
Okay.
The Frank Turner is out of England,
Mm-hmm.
and I listen to him constantly, and he's coming out with a new album, and so gearing up to I'm gonna go to the show, and just kind of
Oh,
gearing up with the music. I like
you're
to
a
listen.
fan. You're a
I'm a
fan.
total fan. Oh yeah,
All right.
I'm a
So
total
so
fan.
so he might see this interview too.
Oh
So
my
okay,
god,
great.
that would
He'd
be
be like,
amazing.
that's my fan over there.
Yeah. Positive songs for negative people.
Okay.
That's one of the album names, and just I love his writing and everything. So
Okay. Okay.
and I also listen to the Beatles. As you can see, I have John Lennon over there.
I see John is looking over you in the room. Okay. What's up,
Yes.
John?
Hey, John, man. Yeah. So I love harmonies, and for
Mm-hmm.
me, the reason I got an ear for harmony was I was completely into the Beatles when I was
Mm.
younger, and I would go a few years, not listening, and then now I'm back in a listening mode again. So I'm just kind of going through their songs and just
Okay.
enjoying every, all of it. Yeah.
Cool.
And Juliana Hatfield, I don't know if anyone out there knows Juliana Hatfield.
Julian Hatfield. I don't know, but I normally I would look them up if I don't know who it is and kind of check
Yeah,
out the
she's
vibe.
just, yeah. So I love her music as well, and I could talk more, but I'll just stay here.
Okay.
I mean,
What I was going to ask you next was, based on the interview, if there was something else that you wanted to touch on that I didn't get a chance to ask you. So whatever that might be, you can share with the audience.
okay. Well, I think I think you've touched on most everything. I I guess some people might be interested in knowing that I didn't grow up in a musical family. I'm
Mm,
not one of those people who had parents that played and sang every weekend or anything. So I really had to fight
mm,
for music. And it was tough because I didn't really have anyone around that was, hey, do this, do that. Oh, you're amazing. Oh, you should go try for that. It was just really me drawn to music.
mm. Okay.
Um, and then as I started getting out there, I met some really, really good people who were encouraging
Mm,
and that was needed. That was important because I just wasn't sure. So I guess I just want to put it out there that it that there's people in music from all kinds of backgrounds.
okay.
Yeah, and that you can. So yeah,
All right. So you have any like shows coming up in your area
yeah.
or
Oh,
I mean, are you doing like, is it sort of set or you just have like, like scattered dates that you're doing?
we have. Like so we have a few dates that are um,
Like a
sprinkled
tour?
along.
It's almost like, yeah, is it like a
Yeah.
tour type of a vibe?
Yeah. So we're
Okay.
gonna we're gonna be in New Hope at John and Peters on March 23rd. We're gonna
Hmm.
be at the Nail in Ardmore on March 16th, and then we have a show at the Fire in April. And
The
yes,
fire in Philly, the fire,
yeah,
okay, I've been there before. I've been there before.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
There's
okay,
a
it's a nice spot.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right. So now, are you guys gonna be like you guys are gonna have an album soon? Like, are you have an album in the works, or singles would pretty much be how you approach releasing the music?
Well, we have right now we have a few songs that we're ready to record. So some new
Hmm.
material that we're ready to go back into the studio and record. And the thinking is that once we record the rest of our singles, then maybe we'll just put out a nice album, of our music, of all of these songs, and so people can just buy the whole package instead of a one-off here and there.
Okay.
And yeah, so that's one of our goals for the future.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Rachel, I thank you so much for being a part of this podcast today and giving us a glimpse into your amazing life, inspirational life. And shout out to the members of the band. I know they couldn't be
Yeah.
on today, but we want to let them know that we're thinking about them and that you
Yes.
represented them well today. And your former band down in DC, we want to give them some love. We want to even encourage all the engineers you've worked with, all the
Oh,
previous musicians you've worked with.
Yes.
And again, we want to thank Ken for making this possible, and make it a great, great, great day.
Yay. Thank you. Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Okay. All right.